a presentation of the ERL ChampCar World Series on Spark Plug Motorsports.
Welcome to Las Vegas, Nevada, where Dav Sanchez is stuck it on pole from Francis Austin and Grace Hunter. James Barnett starts fourth from Verstio and Ryan Burton, who's followed by Remy LeBeau and Charles Hernandez, the top 8. Lam Fong is ninth from Hun Lam Phi and Sebastian Ocampo. Then it's O'Quee in 12th from Jonathan Sims and Ray Shen. Guillermo Perez is 15th from Nunez Garcia and Matthew Hart. Then it's your boy, Nicholas Palomino. Vita Alves in the back row of AJ Foyt Racing's Bogdasarov and Vanislav. Well, coming down to the Sin City in the streets of Las Vegas. All 5 lights go on. And the Las Vegas ChampCar Grand Prix is underway. Great start from Dav Sanchez off the line, covers off Francis Austin coming down into turn 1, doesn't cover off Grace Hunter, who moves up into second position. Matthew Hart, 5-second time penalty, causes a collision with Guillermo Perez. The Arrow McLaren number 16 moves up into second, as already stated, as Ray Shen gets a 5-second time penalty, but Sanchez still leads. But look at this from Jimmy Barnett, side by side with Dav, and moves up into the lead. James Barnett leads in Las Vegas, but still the title leader still has a lot to fight for. It's a Meyer Shag 2-3, Remy LeBeau being the rear gunner to James Barnett here. As someone's got a track limits warning. On board we go with Grace Hunter, the Belgian driver fighting with the Frenchman. Probably going to have some arguments over the radio if we had driver-to-driver radios, but we do not, unfortunately. That might come in for A1GP. That'd be cool. 2/10 is the difference between the fight for third, but up front, look at this from Jimmy. Barnett gets alongside with Sanchez going down the famous Las Vegas strip straight, or whatever you want to call it. But still Daff holding on to the lead. And the title lead for him too. Vita Alves of Brazil, 5-second time penalty for causing a collision. Remy LeBeau thinks about going for a move, but is way too far back to go for it. The 2 Mission Winnow drivers going side by side is off the track into the wall. That is Matthew Hart of Scotland. Into the wall there. Verstio for Marlboro Team Penske. Have they brought back the Marlboro branding? No, they have not. Despite being in Las Vegas. Whatever. It's still on the back of Remy LeBeau there. But he has fought off both of the Power Motorsport drivers behind him. Look at that from Ocampo, just holding on to P6, doing some pretty smart moves here. He hasn't had the best time in Formula E, but it's almost as if he comes stateside and he shines. Maybe Hyperdrive Racing might need to focus a lot more on him in Formula E, but we won't know until the season's over there. But what we can tell is that he's loving the black and red brigade that is Power Motorsport. Dav Sanchez with the fastest second section of anyone. He's pulled 2 seconds out in front of James Barnett. Attack mode is online, on board with Grace Hunter. Doesn't use any push to pass to try and get past the British driver. And look at this from Charles Hernandez. Charles getting up into 5th position in front of Brazil's Verstio. What can the 38 do to try and get past? Well, he's not going to go for the move. Not yet. Grace Hunter with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. And that's one of the Forsyths going for the move. Lam Fong, and we've got yellows. Who's that? Who's caused that? It's Daniel Bogdasarov, who's now in front of Countryman, your boy. But now with damage. Ryan Burton driving the number 22 Apex GP car with a new helmet this weekend. Now they're trying to get into the top 5 here. Hasn't been the cleanest run so far in the ChampCar World Series. But we go on board with car number 16, Grace Hunter. Honestly, I just love hearing these engines rip. Same lap distance, roughly, as the Formula E race that we've just had in Hyderabad. 12 laps for both of them. So, if you've watched last time out in Formula E, the strategies this time out could be quite similar, but it is very much a speed-focused circuit. Hunter with the fastest second circuit of anyone. And the top three really beginning to congregate here. Remy LeBeau not really being able to play rear gunner. And now what is Grace's move? Can he take second position? Will one of the top three come into the pits before the others? No, the top four all staying out. Into the pits comes Lam Fong. Had to lift quite a bit to come in. Ryan Burton, they're into the pits too. And that's a big slide job from the number 19 of Hun Lam Phi. Green flags are out again, but my goodness, that was a bit of a bad one. I've already seen two other incidents like that. Just goes a bit too wide going down the hill onto the main straight and just doesn't even lick the wall, just gives it a little kiss. A little Vietnamese kiss there. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. 43% for Grace Hunter. And I think Maya Shank, in terms of tyre strategy, those guys are risking it all. So are Hyperdrive when you think about it. Every one of these teams is deciding that one of their drivers is going to do 4 laps. The other one is going to do 5, at minimum, on their softs. Softs. That's not smart. Because the soft tyres are a quick tyre, we've already seen. They're highly volatile. You rarely ever see tyre failures on the hards or the mediums. Most of the time, tyre failure happens. It's the red-walled Firestone tyre. And that's because the teams are pushing them for way too long. James Barnett, I think he's coming into the pits. That is, around this track, basically the universal sign of coming into the pits, going to the inside on the straight. So in comes Jimmy Barnett and Grace Hunter. We're on to lap 5 of 12. So does that mean that Qui's going to come in down at Hyperdrive? Or are they going to keep him out as well? On board with car number 99. He stays out. Hyperdrive are planning to keep one of their cars out for half the race on the same set of soft compound tyres. Ryan Burton's just punched in the fastest, one of the fastest sectors of the race, and they lead all of the drivers who have come into the pits. That's a really interesting move that they've been able to pull off down at Apex GP. Look at this, going for the lunge for 7th position, almost running into the back of Guillermo Perez. But Ryan Burton up into 7th. Can they go after their first career victory in the ChampCar World Series? After being denied a drive with Team England in the A1 GP for the December leg of the ERL series. And now look at them, absolutely carving their way through the field up into 6th in front of Ray Shen, and I think they'll try and get past Sims as well. This is brilliant stuff, and we've seen most all of the rookies have their own time to shine in the spotlight. Whether it's Hart's brilliant fight back through the field he's had multiple times this season already. I think this is Burton's coming of age here in Las Vegas. Gambling. They might have found a new hobby. I'm trying to get used to that. Remy LeBeau and Dav Sanchez both into the pits, as well as Versteo and Sebastian Ocampo. So Ryan Burton at half race distance leads in Las Vegas. Who's in second position? It's Jimmy Barnett from Grace Hunter and Lam Fong. Hernandez is 4th. Sanchez has re-emerged in this race in 6th. His teammate is on 11%. The ERL might investigate this, though. There's no way that Hyperdrive doesn't know that keeping your driver out for this long might lead to a puncture. He's already at 8% for Qui. Maybe they're trying to manufacture a full course caution, which has just come out for Nicholas Palomino, whose Porsche engine has expired. So you've got a full course caution, Hyperdrive Racing. I think I get it now. I think they're trying to back up the rest of the pack, which includes major championship rival Guillermo Perez, who's down in 19th. We go back green here in Las Vegas. But at the same time, Hyperdrive's not thinking about the broader constructors title battle at this point, though. Keeping one of the drivers out for way too long. They've got to know the risks, right? He's hit 0. Front puncture, full car puncture for car number 99. And now the entire field has to avoid the Dutchman going down the straight. And oh, contact, that's Dominic Vanderslow, who's hit him on board with Guillermo Perez, heading down into the major braking area. And he does get held up, but I think he'll be able to get past him quite quickly here. And does, as well as Ray Shen and Matthew Hart. So into the pits for Daniel Bogdasarov. Looks a little bit sideways there, did he? And, yeah. Well, now we know the soft tyres limits. So if he came out of the pits on the softs, I hope they know that they are running a two-stop race. Look at that from Grace Hunter, side by side with James Barnett. Ryan Burton still leads, but it's a four-way fight for the top four and for the win indeed. That's a Murray-ism and a half there. Sanchez moving up into third. Look at this from Jimmy. Jimmy Barnett in the number 20 Maya ChampCar now leads here in Las Vegas. We've got 4 different constructors and 3 nationalities fighting over the race lead here in Las Vegas. This is incredible. And for Burton, their tyres not like they used to be anymore. 3 laps on them, and they've grained to such a significant amount, and the championship leader has a penalty. Dav Sanchez, 5-second time penalty for causing a collision, as he's now in front of Ryan Burton. The top 2 stay out. Ryan is down into the pits. But what a stint from this man. He goes on to the mediums, which should be able to take them to the end of the race. And it will also mean that they've got the freshest tyres of anyone. That collision that Sanchez has just had effectively takes him out of race-winning contention. Unless he can stretch these mediums to the end of the race, Sanchez cannot win this from pole. Burton certainly can. All they have to do right now is fight their way through the field. So let's take a look at this Apex GP driver who's up into 14th position. I think a lot of people are going to be supporting them if they manage to win this. New helmet for this time out. Officially, I believe the first non-binary driver in the ERL, but I digress because we've got a pass for the lead, and it comes by way of points leader Dav Sanchez using attack mode and going up into the race lead. But of course, 5-second time penalty. Really, if everyone pits, he's going to be hoping to be fighting with Charles Hernandez, if not just being on his lonesome here. Theoretically, he can make it to the end, but I don't think he's going to want to. In comes Jimmy Barnett. On to lap 9 of 12. Sanchez leads from Grace Hunter and Remy LeBeau. Charles Hernandez is into the pits, and we've got yellows. It's Francis Austin just about on board to see the Andretti green number 23 hit the wall. Front wing damage, of course. That'll help him down the straights, funnily enough, but everywhere else, that's going to be a big problem. Nunez Garcia, Lam Fong, your boy, and Vita Alves all coming into the pits as well. And side by side coming out of the pits for Hernandez. He's now 15th. Ryan Burton still leads the drivers who have come into the pits for their second stop. But Jimmy Barnett is still on the back of them. mean, they're being bogged up by Verse Theo and that number 38 Team Penske car. I don't think it would be too outlandish to say that Burton is going to win this race, as now they move up into 7th position. Remy LeBeau is up into 2nd. 4 laps done for Grace Hunter, and already with that flashing message, maybe it's only 5 that you can do on the softs. And that will include a lot more drivers. Wow! That's Jimmy Bonnet up into 6th. In front of Ryan Burton. What a run he's just had. Getting past Francis Austin, who's definitely struggling with that front wing, as in comes Dav Sanchez, serves that time penalty. Grace Hunter leads according to our timings, but it's Jonathan Sims who now leads in Las Vegas from James Bonnet and Ryan Burton. Now Sims yet to make his 2nd and final stop. So for Jimmy Bonnet, he's going to want to be cleared immediately, and look at that rear wing flap wide open. And for Ryan, this win, if he's able to get it, will mean so much more. Just considering how much he really beat himself to the press after his first podium last time out in Austin. Yes, it was the first podium, but he knew he was fighting with his Ace Championship team owner in Remy LeBeau. He was fighting with him, and he swung out too wide, and he hit him on track, put him into the wall, gave him damage that wrecked his race. He was still able to get a podium out of it, but he knew it could have been a win. So now he's got all the mediums as well. That's a bit of a problem, because Jimmy's got the fresh mediums. Barnett might be able to get this. Look at this though. For Ryan Burton, he's 4 seconds off of the race lead, 5 seconds off of the race lead. Doesn't have attack mode, but will still give it everything to try and get up into 2nd. Sims is defending with everything that he's got. He's holding up the 22. And if you're Remy LeBeau now and you're hearing this, you're going to be very conflicted. Unbelievably so. We're on to the penultimate lap here in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the Las Vegas Grand Prix in the ChampCar World Series. Remy LeBeau is up into 3rd. He tastes the Meyer Shank 1-2. If it means getting past the man he manages, he'll take it. Remy LeBeau is up into 2nd position. And for Ryan Burton, that dream of a first career victory will likely roll over to the next race on the calendar. And that's unfortunate, to be honest. This man has driven so well today. So the fact that he's going to lose out due to tyres, that's got to be painful. He's dropped to 4th already. Jimmy Barnett is going to become the 2nd man this season to take their first career ERL race win, should nothing happen to him. And we hope nothing happens to him. It's been a great race from both of those men. And between Burton and Barnett, neither of them deserve it more than the other. They've both run incredible races. And a Meyer Shank 1-2. Could this spell Meyer Shank boosting themselves into the title battle? Heading down the hill for the penultimate time, we go on to the last lap here in the ChampCar Grand Prix of Las Vegas, and a full car puncture for Jonathan Sims. Oh dear, for the 11, and he's gonna stay. Oh, that's a big one. They've flown the greens too early, in my opinion. Francis Austin still facing backwards, and oh! Hit by Matthew Hart, full course caution. Oh, that was terrible. And Remy LeBeau's now close to his teammate. It's all going to depend on when the cautions end. At this point, we knew Vanislav was struggling with tyres, but full car puncture for the 11, and Perez and Chen both on the margin. We're back green, and that green car has its struggles. Hart with major front wing damage. Sims drops to 20th and last position. Look at this, 6% for Guillermo Perez, and look at this from Remy LeBeau. Is he going to try and go after his third ChampCar race win and deny his teammate his first career victory? Heading into the W section of the track, he's going to take the W. He's in front, heading down the hill. Barnett didn't get the exit he needed. His tyres are now the ones that are disadvantaged. Heading down through the final turns, Remy LeBeau wins in Vegas! Can you believe that outcome? Oh! Oh, we rarely hear those. 2 full car punctures in quick succession. That's Perez and Shen, both with their cars having full car punctures. I'm struggling to find the words there. That's 3 of them. Well, that's our third and fourth punctures of the race. Qui's gonna come home with P5. A 1-2 for Meyershank Racing today. But something tells me one of those drivers at the black and pink brigade not gonna be too happy with how that race ended. And once again, Remy LeBeau seemingly refusing to play defense. God, that Manthe floor's got to be indestructible with how much bottoming it's doing right now. And for Manthe Sims as well, this is terrible. 20th and 22nd in Vegas. I think around here they call it a low baller. And he had to do the entire lap of the full car puncture as well. That's unfortunate. But this is your podium. Remy LeBeau with a third career victory in the ERL ChampCar World Series from James Barnett and Grace Hunter. We can officially check that, as you've seen last time out in Formula E. We can show you the official season classifications. But as for the rest of your finishes, Dav Sanchez was 4th from Charles Hernandez and Ryan Burton. Then it's Sebastian Ocampo, Lam Thong, versus Leo and then Garcia. Outside of the top 10, Daniel Baltasar was 11th from Hunlam B and Vita Alves. Then it's your boy Qui, Vanislav Haas, Shen, Perez and Sims, with Austin and Palomino not finishing. In the driver's standings, Remy LeBeau is now up into 2nd. He's still quite a ways behind Dav Sanchez, who leads the point standings, but he's definitely in that championship hunt to try and become the first man to win a championship in both ChampCar and Formula E. Guillermo Perez, currently rookie of the season, in 3rd from Daniel Baltasar and Sebastian Ocampo. Then it's Hernandez, Palomino tied with Nunes Garcia, Burton tied with Qui. Then it's Sims, Hunter, Barnett, Shen, Hart, Fong, Vita Alves, your boy Hunlam V, Vanislav versus Leo and Francis Austin. In the constructor standings, heading into our 9th round, the Grand Prix of Sao Paulo. Hyperdrive Racing leads on 133 points from Mission Winnow, Power Motorsport and Meyershank Racing. Then it's Apex GP, Chip Ganassi Racing, Manthe Racing, and AJ Foyt Racing. That's a lot of racings. Our McLaren SP is 8th from Team Foresight and Andretti Green Racing, and Team Penske currently rounding out the constructor standings. Remy LeBeau has 3 consecutive wins on the season. His only point scored so far this season have been in the past 3 races, and they're all wins. Dav Sanchez has 2 wins on the season, and Baltasar has 1. Who's got the other win on the season? It's Nunes Garcia, the only rookie to take a win, and Qui also with a win. Comparing this with Formula E, we can definitely see consistency is currently what matters most in ChampCar. So we will see you guys next time then for the ChampCar Trophy of Brazil, when the ERL ChampCar World Series returns.
Sparkplug Motorsports thanks you for watching this presentation of the Electric Racing League.